Okay, Christine, recording started. The floor is yours.
Great, thank you very much. Good day, everyone. Welcome to the December 14th meeting of the Fire Service Membership Council. Carl, I'll ask you to take roll, please.
Great, thanks. Chief Reed, I've got you. Tim Diehl, are you here?
I'm here.
Gotcha. Brian Adams.
I'm here.
Rick Boisford. Rick Boisford. Chief Collins. Wendy Collins. Marshal Desrochers, I have spoken with you.
Yes, sir.
BJ Hyde's not going to be with us today. He sent me a note. Ed Kaminsky sent an out of office. Ed, are you with us? There was an out of office note for him that he's out until the 18th, Christine. Chief King. Andy King. Marshall Lund.
Present.
Gotcha, thanks. Marshall Medina.
Present.
Larry, you there?
I'm there.
All right, got it. Sorry. Marshall Nelson. Doug Nelson. Kelly Nicolello.
Here.
Gotcha. Tina Saradine. Marshall Toomey.
I'm
Sean?
here.
All right, gotcha. Chief Wassom.
I'm here, Carl.
Got it. And then I'm here, I believe, Director Metz, are you on?
I am here.
Tim Schmitz.
Present.
Gotcha. Yep, we've got a quorum, Christine.
Great, thank you very much.
Yeah,
All right,
I'm sorry. Is Chief McShane on?
Yep, I'm here.
Gotcha. Sorry about that. Skipped right over you, didn't I? I'm gonna owe you for that one. Sorry about that, Christine. Go ahead.
That's okay. All right, are there any corrections or additions to the agenda? Hearing none, I'm looking for a motion to approve the November 16th meeting minutes.
This is Kelly, so moved.
Do I have a second?
Diehl, second.
Yes, to me.
Thank you. Any discussion?
Aye.
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 Opposed?
Bye.
Was that an opposing aye, Sean, or a delay?
Oh, that was the delay.
Okay,
Sorry.
that's okay, just double checking. All right, motion passes. Thank you, everybody. So you can see by the agenda, we don't have a presentation today. So we're gonna go right into our work group reports for member engagement. Brian.
Yeah, brief report today. We are scheduled to have, I'm trying to get my calendar pulled up here. Of course, now my calendar's not working. Our next meeting will be for the membership engagement in January. Since the holidays are coming up, we're gonna work on getting our presenters lined up for 2024 and getting those presentations put together. And at this point, that's all I have. Sorry.
Great, no, that's fine. Thank you very much. Emerging issues and trends, Michael.
Good afternoon, everybody. Monday, we have our next Emerging Issue and Trends Work Group meeting, where I will present our 2024 goals, and we will also have prepared our annual report for 2023. So that meeting on Monday, we can kind of put the final touches on those two documents and get those sent up to you, Christine.
Great, thank you very much. Public awareness, Kelly.
Good afternoon, everybody. And this seems to be the theme for everybody right now, being end of year is end of year report and also goals for next year. And we did have our meeting earlier this week. Thank you for those who attended. We had some good discussion, and then we'll be moving forward with that, kind of taking a new look at the year at our next meeting in January. And anybody is welcome to attend to that. Thank you.
Great, thank you, Kelly. Training and education, Mark.
Hello, everybody. Just a quick update. We are done meeting for this year as well, but we did have a good meeting last week, or maybe it was 2 weeks ago now, but we just had our December meeting. So biggest updates for us is that we have some webinars coming to you for next year. We're still working on finalizing the date for the first one. I need to get with the presenters and nail that down, but that will be on carbon monoxide in the late February/March timeframe. It's going to be in the ICC's Learn Live platform, which is a weekly class that they put on online. So we're going to fit into that schedule, get that one going next year. And then later in the year, we've got some other topics we're looking at trying to put on that same platform. So good stuff happening there. We're starting to get some call for proposals on national and regional level associations and conferences. So we're going to try to respond to those where appropriate, where it kind of fits with our mission of our committee. And so always welcome to ideas for those, especially for the call for proposals, especially if you've got one coming up in your region. Get that to us so we can evaluate and potentially propose on that. I'd appreciate it. Otherwise, like the other groups, we need to work on our 2024 goals and our 2023 reports. So we'll start work on that, but our next meeting will be in January. Since we usually meet the first Monday of the month, that's not likely to work right around the new year. So we'll probably reschedule that for a week or two after the new year. So more to come on that. That's all I've got.
Great. Thank you very much. All right. Any questions or comments for any of the work groups before we go on?
One quick thing from me, Christine. So for the work group leads, we did have a brief discussion during Kelly's work group the other day. There was a question raised about end of year reports. So the current status for end of year reports for the membership councils is that I have, we are maybe expecting a call for that, but I would say that I have not seen anything from membership yet requesting that. So kind of hold tight on those. But if you do have an end of year summary that you could put together as we've done in previous years and shoot those to me at your convenience, that would be great, just so that we have them for the record.
Great, thank you very much.
Thanks.
All right, I don't see any hands raised for questions for the work groups. So thank you all for your initiative to knowing that you are trying to collect your 2023 reports and and your goals for 2024. Much appreciated. Moving on to reports from officers, our FSMC Board Liaison, Director Metz. Good morning.
Good morning, everybody. Couple items for your attention. We did have our board meeting, our winter board meeting last week, and we did have some reportable actions for you guys to make you aware of. I'm going to start off with the election that was held back in St. Louis. Those election results were ratified. So those that were elected for the ICC positions, you are now official with the board approving those. We did approve the appointment of a new member of FCAC. So there was a member of FCAC that ceased employment. We needed to approve a replacement individual. and that was approved. That individual comes out of Mississippi, and his name is Rich Elliott. So he's had a lot of fire service experience, and we're happy to see him joining and seeing FCAC back up to full strength again. We did a final approval. As you know, we've been having a lot of discussion on changes to charter and trying to bring all of the governing councils under a single charter. Some of you have worked very hard on that. I do see Allison and Director Hyan are both on the call. I know that they've been leading this group. So just to report out that that was approved by the board, and those changes will continue to occur in the council charters. Ron Peaster, ICC staff, will continue to bring those changes forward into the final format for everybody. But all the work that Christine and Tim have done working with this group over probably the past, probably close to a year, that has now come to a culmination there. There is still a little bit more work to do as far as cleanup and to deal with some specifics that need to be taken care of for the fire service. As you know, that the charter language did leave some open-ended areas for things that are specific to each of the charters or the councils. So Christine and Tim, or whoever is elected to replace them today, will continue to work on that with Ron on those areas where there are some small differences in how the Fire Service Membership Council operates. But good thing is we have moved that through. So thank you to all that worked on that. We did do a final approval of changes to Council Policy 28. I know that some of you that are very heavily invested in code development know that there were some issues that had come about with some of the new cost impact statements, specifically life cycle costs. We did send out a clarifying email from staff through Russ Manning last month that clarified that the life cycle issue was specific to energy code related issues and not for all of our other family of solution codes. This process that we went through here officially changed the language in CP 28 to reflect what went out last month from Russ Manning. So now the council policy is in line with the last communication that we had there. At our last board meeting back in September, we voted to actually, no, it was actually a special called meeting to seat the ad hoc committee on battery and stored energy. There was one item that had not been addressed, and that was who was going to serve as the board liaison to that ad hoc committee. President Tom made a recommendation that myself and Ron Hampton would serve as co-liaisons from the board to this group, and that was approved by the board of directors. We will have our first call with Carl and Russ Manning and the chair and vice chair next week to kind of lay out the format and how that new ad hoc committee is going to operate. But we look forward to seeing our actual first meeting and starting to see some work product come out of this ad hoc here. The issue isn't going away. You continue to see incident after incident on a weekly basis. So we're hopeful that this ad hoc will have some good dialogue, bring some good tools to the table for code officials to utilize. Again, we're not addressing code change proposals. Those will come through our FCAC and BCAC groups there. But we're mainly looking at all of the different stakeholders and where our interests are and how we can help each other on this specific issue here in informing code officials and trying to find best practices on how to address all things related to batteries and stored energy as the technologies continue to develop. There are some additional items that will come out, some changes to some additional council policies as they're updated. Those will be distributed to the membership sometime next year. Other than that, I don't know that I have anything additional to report out of our board meeting that was specific to Fire Service Membership Council. We did approve our budget, so Carl has money to spend. Fire Service Membership Councils remain in the budget. You are funded for 2 in-person meetings consistently still, so that has not changed. The majority of the board had stood strong behind that to continue to fund membership councils as they always have been. There likely will be some changes in where that meeting occurs. They're still working through issues with the spring leadership meeting on moving your in-person meeting for the spring away from code hearings into this new leadership format that is still being developed by Ron Peaster's group. But the good news is you will get to meet in person 2 times in 2024. Other than that, we look forward to Group A code hearings. Fire Code is a strong player, and I know that FCAC is finalizing all of their code change proposals. I know that a lot of you are working hard on your state code committees, and we expect to see a lot of great debate on what gets proposed for 2024. Keeping in mind that this is our new process, so 2 committee action hearings in 2024. Please be flexible with us as we continue to roll this out. Russ Manning's group has he's going to have his hands full in trying to get all of this information and get everybody to understand where the boundaries are between first hearing and second hearing. But we think that when we're done, we're going to have a much better code product, and it'll just take us a little bit longer to get there and close out Group A, because that won't occur until basically spring of Group C, so 2 years later. Other than that, I can answer any questions anybody has, but this has been a great year for the fire service, and we look forward to new leadership and look forward to you guys continuing to do great work for ICC. So thank you.
Thank you very much, Randy. Does anyone have any questions for Randy? Yes, Joe.
So Randy, with the 2 processes, 2 hearings, my understanding is if you do not have a proposal in for the first hearing, you really can't submit another proposal unless it relates to that existing proposal. So it would behoove us, I guess, to get proposals in, even though if they're not 100% right, at least you have a placeholder to fix things later on. Is that a fair statement to say?
That is a fair statement. This is, a lot of people are saying 2 bites of the apple. It's 1 bite at the apple, 2 chances to get it right. So you cannot reintroduce a new proposal for committee action hearing 2 that is not considered a comment based on feedback from the committee action hearing from hearing 1.
Great question. Any other questions for Randy?
Director Hyen is also on the line. I'll give him an opportunity if he wants to add anything else. And I did see Director Weesey as well.
Yes, I was just going to open it up. Welcome to both of you, and please feel free to address the group if you'd like.
I guess I'll jump in and start. So Andre Hyen, for those of you I haven't met, pleasure to meet you all. Now serving as a director, recently elected. Just like to say thank you. I've had a really great opportunity to work with Tim Diehl over the last year when I was co-chair of the Continuity and Outreach Subcommittee with him, and just built a really solid relationship there. And Director Metz is actually my board mentor. So getting a whole other side of learning about the valuable work of the Fire Service Membership Council and Fire Service in general, and just really grateful for the opportunity. Director Metz covered everything, I think, in really great detail. There isn't much to add there. The one thing that did come to mind is that voter validation with the new upcoming process is something to keep an eye out for. The first of those, I believe, comes up in January, and I think there'll be some posted information here. But basically, it's just for jurisdictions that would need to be ICC members to then have their folks validated. So if there is a jurisdiction that you're aware of that's trying to get into the code development process, that they just need to be aware that they have to have some of that application information ready in the near future. But that's about it. Otherwise, thank you very much, and I look forward to watching all the great work that you guys have coming for 2024.
Great, thank you very much. And Angie, welcome.
Thanks. Randy did a very thorough job. I'd say one other benefit of the dual kind of cycle and the way we've laid it out timeline-wise is in the past, Group A was completely done before we even opened Group B. And now there's going to be a greater opportunity to correlate between the two, which we haven't had the opportunity to do before. So both an opportunity, but also maybe a little bit more work, perhaps. And then just wanted to note, the official period to open up elections for board directors doesn't open until kind of mid-year. I want to say even as late as August for board service, but people do start thinking about that now. And I'd like to say I'm always recruiting for new board directors, but we are recruiting for board directors. And at our last meeting, both Director Sayers and Director McDaniel made announcements that they are running for Secretary Treasurer. Not to say that others won't also announce at some other point, but if you have an interest, please reach out to somebody. If you're not comfortable reaching out to a board member, reach out to staff. And because I think most of us are an open book on what board service entails, but always looking for new membership and folks to participate.
Great. Thank you very much. Thank you to both of you, Andre and Angie, for being here. We always appreciate the support that the board of directors gives us. I'd like to have a special thanks to Randy, who continues to support us greatly. And it was no different in 2023. So thank you, Randy, very much for all of your support and guidance. I just wanted to note, if you didn't see it in the chat, thank you, Beth. She just made a comment about the code proposals that you cannot submit a public comment unless a comment was submitted in the committee hearings by the second one. So a little bit of a change. Please let us know if you have any further questions. I know that there's directions and instructions on the website as well. So any questions for any of the board members?
I will offer, Christine, that since Angie brought it up, I am up for re-election this next year, so I will be running for re-election on my Section A seat in Long Beach.
Great, thank you. All right, so next is a report from the chair. This is my last meeting as chair of the Fire Service Membership Council, and I just wanted to thank everyone for your efforts, your participation, your attendance. It's an extra commitment to be on the governing committee as well as a participating member in the membership council. And it is not lost on me that you need to fit this in amongst everything else that you do. So I'd like to give you a very sincere thanks for all of the efforts that you have put forward. The governing committee members, the work that you have done in attendance to meetings and participation in the work groups, and the interested parties that we have that come on their own and just want to be a part. And that says a lot to what we do. We have a lot of goals for 2023, like we typically do. We have to kind of pare them down sometimes, but we have worked diligently to achieve those goals. And It has been a privilege and a pleasure for me to represent the Fire Service Membership Council in other meetings between the membership councils and with ICC staff. So I think we have a great direction moving forward into 2024. But thank you again from the bottom of my heart for all the work that you have put forward and the support that all of you have given me as chair. So thank you. That is the only item I wanted to say under my report. I will turn it over to Tim for a report from the vice chair.
And how do I follow that up? Christine, it has been an honor and a pleasure to work with you and just the overall leadership that you provided to this group. And I thank you very much.
Thank you.
As far as vice chair, of course, still working with the building membership. They had their meeting yesterday. Not many changes there, besides they have a lot of new members coming in. So their committees are probably going to be changed a little bit. I'll get into continuity and outreach at the next point. But other than that, just looking forward to working with the new leadership coming in and next year, and we'll get started. So that's all I have.
Great, thank you very much. Carl, staff liaison report.
Thanks, Christine. It has been an absolute pleasure to work with you these last couple of years on the Fire Service Membership Council. And it's an awesome story because of the fact that I think, thanks largely speaking to Chief West and to Chief Metz, this thought that we had early on when they brought me into the fold here about trying to formalize succession a little bit more has really worked out great. And Christine, you did an awesome job. I mean, I'm not sure that folks other than a few of us saw all the time and effort that you put in prior to becoming chair and spending additional time, not only with our working groups, but on the Tuesday morning leadership calls that we do, which I feel like are invaluable to all of us as staff and to our members by just, sitting and coordinating, collaborating, talking a little bit about the messaging. It's super important to know that the succession planning worked. You're a great example of that. And I think you carried that on in terms of encouraging other folks who are running for office to step up and, take their turn at doing this too. So thanks so much for everything. I adore you both professionally, and I'm honored to call you my friend. So thank you. With that, I have a few notes and comments here. So fiscal year 2023 Building Resilient Infrastructure and Communities, or FEMA BRIC. We've been putting a full court press on that. I talked about it ad nauseum last month's meeting. I'm just going to put a quick fine point on that and say our efforts are still ongoing. And recently in the December issue of the GR monthly newsletter that we send out, we featured a project that since Angie's with us today, I wanted to point out that Angie did spend some time with us and talk to our team about some of the hard work that she and the folks in St. Paul did to qualify for a previous year's BRIC grant. I also wanted to stress again that, not only for building officials, but also for fire code officials. So if you have not seen Angie's story, I will put the newsletter link in the chat, and then that links to a story that I believe we published on the Building Safety Journal website about that particular project. So good to go. The energy storage, the battery and energy storage ad hoc committee, as Randy mentioned, our kickoff meeting for leadership is going to be December the 19th. So expect that group to put together goals, direction, some initial thoughts on first meeting, work group, so forth. Again, I share Randy's sentiments about being excited to get this thing moving and bringing it to conclusion by about this time next year as well too. So more information to come on that. Dates for next year's Fire Service Membership Council will be forthcoming here. So I'll put placeholders in folks' calendars as I have previously to run from January to December next year. And then I think the work group meetings, I will reach out to the work group chairs and figure out if they'd like to continue as well, and work that with our new chair, and our vice chair, moving forward to establish those, monthly meetings as well too. When disaster strikes, I will tell you that that has been that is a course that the ICC offers. A couple of years back during COVID, I spent a great deal of time with my colleague, Bill Bracken. Bill wrote this course about 15, 16 years ago, and we updated it about 2 or 3 years ago, to include the latest terminology, guidance, and published information about everything to do with building safety evaluations, post-disaster, and habitability assessments. And those are carried out in accordance with the ATC 20 and 45 documents that are out and available for you to see. So I know our board has spent a great deal of time working with our training folks to talk about how we get when disaster strikes out to our chapters and more available. First and foremost, it is available under BRIC as an off-the-shelf opportunity, and the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania has actually reached out to us for 6 deliveries of that course under BRIC. So that's just another word to the wise there, that if you're looking to do when disaster strikes, it's there. And we're also going to look to make that more available at the chapter level. One of the big things that I'm working with our SVP of training, Matthew Wynn, on is putting together a cadre to do a train the trainer on when disaster strikes, coming up sometime in early February. If you know folks who are qualified and interested, that would be someone who's familiar with disaster work and familiar with doing the building safety and habitability assessments under ATC 20 and 45, and have either taken the Cal OES course or the When Disaster Strikes course. Would love to have their names and include them for consideration. So please forward those to me if you know of anyone who's interested. And again, more information to come on When Disaster Strikes. 12 of the 2024 I-codes have now been released. So I'll just run those for you. They're in the store and available. So the IBC, the existing building code, swimming pool and spa code is out. Private sewage disposal code, property maintenance, zoning, and the WUI code are out, as well as the performance code, the fuel gas code. We've got plumbing and the mechanical. So those are out on the ICC store. So I believe that's store.iccsafe.com. If not, just go to the main website and click on store, and those are available. Some are still in kind of the pre-order mode. Others are available right now. And then the remainder, primarily the energy conservation code, residential, and green, are going to be available hopefully Q1 of next year is what we're hearing right now. So that's all I've got for the report, unless there are any questions for me. And again, Christine, thank you for everything.
Thank you. Appreciate that. Any questions for Carl? Yes, Crystal.
I missed, when is the fire code? The 2024
fire code's out. Fire code's
It is
out.
in, it's in the digital codes now?
Yeah, it's. I know that it was made available in the announcement. It said it was made available for pre-order on November 14th. So I can even take a peek while we're sitting here talking about it too, if you'd like, Crystal.
Beth, did you have something as well?
Well, I was just thinking, I know I have the printed copy of the fire code. I may have that special, I don't know. But I think they're still working on the codes. They're still doing the online version. They're working on going through some of the quality checks and stuff like that, QA on some of that. But hopefully it says by the end of December. I keep checking every day, like a Christmas present that's going to arrive or something. But it is in CDP access. So if you're loading, trying to do a code change, you can go in there and you can get the information. All the code stuff is in there.
Crystal, I just put the link to their soft cover and loose leaf available in the store or print, and then I have to check the digital side for you too. But
Okay, I'll reach out to Building Standards Commission for us to see if maybe they have a early release for our rule. I'm trying to do the California rulemaking. So thank you, Beth, for that information. And Carl.
of course, and as always, if there's something that you need that you don't have, reach out and we'll find a way. You know that.
Sounds good.
Of course.
All right, moving on to our liaisons. Building Membership Council, I don't see Tom Allen on. Continuity and Outreach Subcommittee, Tim.
Yeah, like I said, building met yesterday, and continuity and outreach is, as you know, probably going to morph into the new steering committee that was approved with CP9 by the board. So while there is still some talk at the building membership level of continuing the liaison portion of that committee, and I think that's really what it's going to turn into. Is it's going to be more the liaisons still sharing information, getting to the other membership councils, but just probably not as a formal process as what we had before. I think there's still more discussion to come. The next building membership council meeting is January 10th. So I think there'll be some more definition there, but I know that's where it's going. Allison, Andre, please jump in if you'd like to add some other topics to this.
Nope, just looking forward to the steering committee. I think it's a real testament, Tim, to what you and others have done with CNO on how much work you put in to make that really, really functional, that they want to create a specific steering committee for that. So thank you so much for all your hard work, and really excited about that committee.
Great. All right. Thank you very much. Global Membership Council, Rock.
Thank you, Chief Reed. On behalf of Global Services, we'd like to sincerely appreciate your services. What an awesome job and great leadership. I thoroughly enjoy every meeting that I could attend. So I do have exciting news. So the Global Services attended the 2023 United Nations Climate Change Conference, really on behalf of ICC. Really elevate ICC to the global stage. You know, this conference, I believe, is actually the first one. You know, the building as a major contributor of CO2 emission. I think this probably the first one that actually, you know, brought this topic. So there's in-depth discussions on green building codes. So it's really a great experience and great exposure. Secondly, I want to mention that the global membership, we really work hard on the charter. Obviously, you know, not all charters create equal, and we have unique challenges. On the executive committees, most of our members are from, you know, global other countries. So once we lose one, then it's really hard to recruit. So we basically have to adopt, make changes to the charter. So we just want to share that with you guys. I'm not sure, you know, obviously you guys might, you know, facing the same challenges, but, you know, definitely ours is very unique. That's all I have. Again, thanks, Chief Reed.
Thank you very much. All right, is there anyone else on the call from other membership councils that you would like to provide any information or comments or notes from your membership council? Yes, Lisa.
Hi, this is Lisa Hartwig, and I'm a membership member in the ELMC. And we had our meeting on Monday, and I just wanted to let you know that Kylie Flynn and I will both be serving as liaisons to this membership council. So you'll continue to see me and my dog occasionally in these calls, and I appreciate everything I learned from you guys. So thank you.
Great, thank you very much. Anyone else? All right, moving on, ongoing business. A report from the nominating committee. The chair of the nominating committee is Brian Adams. So Brian, your report, please.
Yeah, so the nominating committee received, hang on one second, I'm sorry. Nominating committee was made up of myself, Doug Nelson, and Larry Medina. We met earlier this week. The committee received 3 submissions for chair and vice chair. So everybody should see those on the screen. 1 submission for chair, Sean Toomey, and then 2 submissions for vice chair, one being Tim Diehl and Ed Kaminsky. After discussion and voting, it was an agreement that we were going to put forward for consideration Sean Toomey as chair for 2024 and Tim Diehl as vice chair for 2024.
Thank you very much. And I appreciate the work that yourself, Doug, and Larry did as the nomination committee. So thank you. Going to new business, time for the elections. You've heard Brian, the nominating committee has recommended Sean Toomey for chair, Tim Diehl for vice chair. I do need to ask, and we all used to this for 3 times, are there any nominations from the floor? Are there any nominations from the floor? Are there any nominations from the floor? Hearing none, we will move forward with the elections. I'll take it as the slate, Carl, or do you want me to do this individually?
You're calling me the slate is fine. If you want to go for I mean, somebody could even go for a unanimous if they want to do a motion. Your call. So if somebody wants to do a motion on a unanimous slate, that would probably.
Kelly.
I make a motion, we do it unanimously as a slate.
Thank you. Is there a second?
I'll second that, Mike Desrochers.
Great. All right. So a first and second on slate for 2024, Chair Sean Toomey and Vice Chair Tim Diehl. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Aye.
Oh, sorry. Let me go back. We should do this by hand raise. So if you could get to your little hand raise. All those in favor?
And that looks to be everyone on the governing committee.
Yep. Perfect. Looks like motion passes, yes?
That's correct.
Great. All right. Thank you very much. Congratulations, Sean, for being chair. Congratulations, Tim, for being vice chair. Exciting times. Looking forward to your leadership in 2024. All right, moving on. Our next meeting is January 18th, 1:30 Eastern, and it will be virtual. And like Carl mentioned before, he'll get those meeting invites out to everyone. We're at the agenda now that we have any comments or questions from the group. So this is your opportunity to say anything, ask questions, promote something, give any comments. So if you have anything, please put a hand raise up and I'll call on you in order. Yes, Michael.
First of all, congratulations, Christine, for a job well done. It's been great working with you. Second thing, I just wanted to say that our thoughts are with the people out in Tennessee. I know Gary West is on the call there for the loss of life out there due to the recent tornadoes that struck Tennessee. So our thoughts go out to you, Gary, and all the people there. Third, the call for presentations are on the NASM homepage right now. So I did put the link in the chat. So you can go to that link right there. And if you have a presentation you want to propose for the 2024 conference in Kansas City, Missouri, that is now open.
Thank you very much.
So that's all I had.
Great. Anyone else?
Christine, this is Sean. I couldn't figure out how to do my hand raise on the phone evidently, but I want to say thank you to the Governing Council for the vote. Looking forward to working with everyone in 2024. Tim, thanks for continuing on as vice chair and helping to support me in the work you and Christine have done moving into the next year. Christine, thank you for your leadership. It's been a great opportunity to work on the membership council and the governing council with you. And I think you've done some great things, and I hope I can continue on all the work that you've done.
Thank you. Anyone else? All right. So before I ask for a motion to adjourn, I just want to wish everyone a very happy holiday season. Please be safe and enjoy, and we will see you in January. So with that, I will ask for a motion to adjourn the meeting.
Diehl, motion to adjourn.
Second.
Great. All those in favor?
Aye.
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 Thank you, everyone.
Merry
Take
Christmas,
care.
everybody.
Happy holidays.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
Thanks, everybody.
Bye.